Mike and I walk into PJ's pub, and all of our friends are there, and they're applauding and laughing and high-fiving, and it is one of the most triumphant moments of my life for one reason. Mike is not wearing socks. So to backtrack, I'm a gullible person. I know this. I'm not proud of this. I think this is just something that people know about themselves, and they hate it. It's like the most detested part of themselves. Here's how gullible I am. When I was a kid, the other kids in my neighborhood actually convinced me that they were eating squirrel meat every time I would bike by. You know what it was? It was Nerds candy. I thought it was squirrel meat. Here's a horrible example of how gullible I am. In high school, my sociopathic girlfriend convinced me that I had gotten her pregnant. And I believed her. And we had never had sex. And I'm good at science. So when I became an adult, I thought, okay, I got to put this part of me behind myself. I am no longer going to be that gullible person. And then I got to grad school for science, and I met Mike. Mike is the kind of person who likes nothing better than to get you, to play pranks on people and to set up psychological situations in which he knows how you're going to behave and then laugh at you when you behave that way. Some of you might have a friend like that. Some of you might be the friend like that. But at the same time, Mike is so friendly and charismatic and generous that you like spending time with him. And one night, Mike said, hey, let's go to the grad student lounge and play pool. Let's place a little wager. And I said, no, not going to fall for that, Mike. I know you're better than me at pool. I'm not going to do this. And he says, well, not money. Let's just, I don't know, how about the loser has to do some ridiculous little task? I'm like, what? Well, all right, how about this? So you can try this at home if you'd like. Bend over backwards, keys fall out. So he wanted the task to be that, doing that, bent backwards, but walk around the pool table once on your hands and feet backwards. All right, sure. So we play, I lose. All right, Mike, good for you. I'll do your stupid little crab walk. As soon as I started doing it, and you can try this too, I learned that whole axiom in mathematics about 3 points defining a plane, it does not apply in this case. You need 4 points to define this plane, because you can stand like that, but as soon as you lift one hand to walk, you need a 4th point, which becomes your head. It took me 10 minutes to get around the table, driving the side of my head into the carpet the whole time. I'm just like, Mike's he's having the time of his life. You might think that I would learn never to place bets with Mike after that. But this is where the alcohol comes into the story. They had this bar across the street from the campus called PJ's Pub. They had a Tuesday night grad student special, $3.75 for 2 Coronas and 3 tacos. It was amazing. The tacos were god-awful, but didn't matter. And it got to the point where we would go there with all our friends every Tuesday, and we wouldn't order the 2 Coronas and 3 tacos. We'd just sit right down and order 4 Coronas and 6 tacos. And it was after one of these nights with the 4 Coronas that Mike says, let's go back to the grad student lounge, play pool, place a little bet. And I said, no, I'm not going to fall for that again. In my head to myself. Out loud, I said, you're on! So we went back to campus, we played pool. Over the next 6 weeks, I lost repeatedly to Mike these pool bets. I was locked in a cabinet under a sink. I had to photocopy my ass on the department photocopier, which was weird because, usually a photocopier goes click, click, and spits out a picture. This one was making noises for a full minute. And the glass got really hot. It turned out I was sitting on the department's high-resolution photorealistic color copier. I ended up with the most beautiful image of my bare ass that I will ever care to see. And Mike never wanted to waste a prank. He's got the paper folded up. We're walking out. We run into another friend of ours, this older Indian grad student named Guru. He's coming out of the lab late at night. Mike just hands him the papers. Hey, Guru, check this out. What is this? Oh, my God! So a lot of things happened with Mike. And I decided, okay, that's it. At one point, I'm not going to let the Coronas talk. I'm going to tell Mike that I am not playing anymore. And one night he says, okay, here's what we'll do instead. You get to pick the bet. Now, so far, Mike had always been the one to choose what the punishment is after the bet. I don't know why I didn't see through that, but I didn't. I'm like, oh, really? I can choose anything you want? Yes, anything you want. I said, wow, because here's what I got my plan. I'm going to choose something tiny. So if I win, I still have my victory over Mike at pool, finally. And if I lose, I don't care about doing whatever the bet was. So we're at PJ's with our friends, and we're going back to campus to play pool. We're going to come back to PJ's afterwards. We play pool, best 3 games out of 5. Mike wins the first game. Mike wins the second game. I win the third game. I win the fourth game. I win the fifth game. And I say, that's right, I win. And you know what I bet him? Here's what I bet him. I said, the loser has to go back to PJ's not wearing socks. Right? That's it. Tiny thing, slightly uncomfortable, shoes, bare feet, no socks. So I'm like, that's it. Take your socks off, bitch. We're going back to PJ's. I beat you, you suck. And we walk across campus. I'm yelling at him the whole time. I'm like, yeah, you don't know what you're doing. We walk in the door at PJ's, and I'm like, hey, everybody, look at Mike. Do you notice something different about Mike? What could it be? Is he a little bit shorter? Why is Mike shorter? What could it be? Could it be that Mike's not wearing socks? Why are you not wearing socks? You are not good at pool. And all our friends are there, and they're laughing and high-fiving and applauding, and it is the most triumphant moment of my life because Mike is not wearing socks. Mike waits 2 years and then tells me casually over lunch one day that he lost the bet on purpose. He says, here's what he did. He said, okay, we're here at PJ's now, and I was out of the room. He told all of our friends, I'm going to bet something with Adam. I'm going to force him to bet something small, and when we come back through that door, he's going to be so happy about it. Watch. And sure enough, they're all sitting there, and there we go back through the door, and I'm like, hey, everybody, Mike's not wearing socks. I like to think that I'm a little bit less gullible now as an adult, but I don't know for sure. I do know that Mike moved out of the country a few years ago to do a postdoctoral fellowship in Germany. I think it will be interesting to see what the German people think about Mike's sense of humor. But I will never forget him because I have in my house a lovely framed photograph that he gave me before leaving that I've not put on the wall because I have kids and they don't need to see my ass. Thank you.
It's raining tacos.